Welcome to my channel Alien Signal. The spaceport of Orion Station was never quiet. Ships from 100 different star systems drifted in and out of the massive docking rings like glowing insects. Cargo drones zipped through the air carrying crates of alien technology, spices from distant worlds, and minerals mined from asteroids light years away. The station itself was a melting pot of civilizations. Tall insectoid traders argued with amphibious merchants over shipments. Synthetic android diplomats walked past groups of armored security drones. Languages from every corner of the galaxy echoed through the metallic corridors. And among them, humans. Humans had only joined the Galactic Coalition 20 years earlier. Compared to ancient alien species that had traveled the stars for thousands of years, humanity was considered new, unpredictable, and a little primitive. Most aliens believed humans were fragile. After all, humans had no natural claws, no armored shells, no venomous glands. Just soft skin and strange confidence. But there were rumors. Rumors that human soldiers were different. Rumors that Earth had survived countless wars before reaching the stars. Rumors that humans were far more dangerous than they looked. Most aliens dismissed those stories as exaggerations. Until the day one alien learned the truth. It was midday on Orion Station when the incident happened. The central plaza was crowded. Travelers moved through security gates while merchants advertised their goods with glowing holograms. Above the plaza, enormous transparent panels revealed the endless blackness of space. Standing near a supply terminal was Staff Sergeant Daniel Reyes, a U.S. Marine assigned to the Coalition Peacekeeping Force. Reyes leaned casually against the railing while checking a small datapad. His uniform was simple, dark tactical armor with the unmistakable eagle, globe, and anchor insignia of the United States Marine Corps. He looked relaxed, calm, almost bored. The Marines had been stationed on Orion for months, helping maintain order between species that didn't always get along. Most days were routine, but Reyes never forgot his training. A Marine was always aware of his surroundings. Always watching, always ready. That awareness was exactly why he noticed the alien approaching. The alien was a Vrakar. Vrakar were large, muscular beings known across the coalition for their aggressive nature. Standing nearly 8 feet tall, their thick gray skin resembled armored stone. Their jaws were lined with sharp teeth, and their glowing yellow eyes scanned the crowd like predators. Most species avoided them. The Vrakar warrior stomping toward the plaza clearly enjoyed the attention. His name, though few humans knew it, was Krathel. Krathel had arrived on Orion Station only hours earlier. Like many Vrakar, he believed strength determined superiority. To him, the Coalition's diplomatic rules were weak. He preferred intimidation. As he pushed through the crowd, smaller aliens moved out of his way. A few nervous whispers followed him. Then his eyes landed on the human Marine. Krathel stopped. The Marine was standing alone, leaning against the railing with one hand in his pocket. To Krathel, the sight was insulting. A small, soft creature standing calmly in a public place without fear. Humans were supposed to be cautious around Vrakar. Krathel decided to teach the human a lesson. He walked straight toward Reyes. Each step was heavy enough to echo across the plaza floor. Reyes noticed him immediately. Slowly, he looked up from his datapad. Their eyes met. For a moment, neither spoke. Krathel towered over him, nearly 3 feet taller. His massive arms flexed with power. Human, Krathel growled in. Rough Coalition standard. You stand here like you own this place. Reyes calmly slipped the datapad into his pocket. This is a public station, he replied evenly. Everyone stands here. A few nearby travelers slowed down, sensing tension. Krathel leaned closer, his sharp teeth visible. You show no respect. Reyes shrugged. Didn't realize standing was disrespectful. A small ripple of laughter came from a group of watching traders. Krathul's eyes narrowed. Vrakar warriors hated being laughed at. The alien straightened to his full height and scanned the crowd. "You humans think yourselves strong," he said loudly, ensuring everyone could hear. "Truth is, you are weak." Reyes didn't react. He simply watched the alien with calm, steady eyes. That calmness only irritated Krathul further. "So soft," the Vrakar continued. "No claws, no armor, no fangs." He pointed a thick-clawed finger at Reyes. "Why does the coalition allow such weak creatures among warriors?" A few bystanders shifted nervously. They had heard stories about humans. And stories about Marines. This confrontation might end badly. Reyes sighed. "Look," he said, his voice still relaxed. "I'm just here doing my job. You should probably move along." Krathul stared at him in disbelief. The human was dismissing him. Dismissing a Vrakar warrior in front of a crowd. That was unacceptable. Without warning, Krathul raised one massive hand. And slapped the Marine across the face. The sound echoed across the plaza like a gunshot. Gasps erupted from the surrounding crowd. Reyes' head turned slightly from the impact. For a brief moment, the entire station seemed to freeze. Krathul stepped back, satisfied. "Now you learn respect," the alien said. 3 seconds. That was how long Krathul had to enjoy his victory. Because 3 seconds later, everything changed. Reyes slowly turned his head back. His expression was calm. Too calm. Nearby aliens felt an odd chill. Krathul frowned. He expected anger, fear, pain, but the human's eyes showed none of those things. Only focus. In one smooth motion, Reyes straightened his posture. Then he spoke quietly. "You shouldn't have done that." Before Krathul could respond, the Marine moved. What happened next occurred so quickly that many witnesses barely understood it. Reyes stepped forward, closing the distance instantly. His fist shot upward like a missile. The punch struck Krathul directly under the jaw. The sound was sickening. The massive alien's head snapped backward as his feet lifted off the ground. But Reyes didn't stop. The Marine pivoted, using Krathul's momentum. His elbow slammed into the alien's throat. Krathul staggered. Before he could recover, Reyes grabbed the alien's arm and twisted sharply. A loud crack echoed through the plaza. The Vrakar roared in pain. Then Reyes delivered the final strike. A precise blow to the alien's temple. Krathul collapsed like a falling statue. The entire fight lasted less than 3 seconds. The giant Vrakar warrior lay unconscious on the floor. The plaza was silent. Dozens of alien witnesses stared in shock. Many had never seen a human fight before. Especially not a Marine. Krathul, one of the strongest species in the coalition, had been defeated instantly. Reyes calmly stepped back. He adjusted his uniform sleeve. Then he looked down at the unconscious alien. "You're lucky," he muttered. Security drones arrived seconds later, hovering above the scene. A mechanical voice echoed through the plaza. "Disturbance detected. Please stand clear." 2 armored station guards approached. They glanced at Krathul, then at Reyes. "What happened here?" one asked. A nearby merchant quickly spoke up. "The Vrakar attacked. First," the alien said nervously. "The human defended himself." Several others nodded in agreement. The security officer looked back at Reyes. The Marine simply shrugged. "He slapped me." The guard sighed. "Understood." Krathul was quickly restrained with energy cuffs. Even unconscious, the alien looked terrifying. But now, he looked defeated. As security dragged him away, the crowd slowly began whispering. Some aliens looked at Reyes with newfound respect. Others looked at him with fear. The rumors about humans were starting to make sense. Later that day, the story spread across the station. Then across nearby star systems. Alien slaps human Marine. Alien loses in 3 seconds. To many species, the incident became a lesson. Humans might appear physically unimpressive compared to larger aliens. But humans had something different. Training, discipline, relentless survival instincts developed over thousands of years of conflict. And the Marines, they represented the peak of that mindset. One old alien diplomat reportedly summarized it best. "Never judge a species by appearance," he said. "Especially one that conquered its own violent world." Meanwhile, Staff Sergeant Reyes returned to his barracks. His fellow Marines had already heard the story. One of them grinned. "Heard you knocked out of Rockar today." Reyes sat down and grabbed a bottle of water. "Yeah, what did he do?" Reyes shrugged. "Slapped me." The Marine laughed. "Bad idea." Reyes nodded. "Very bad idea." Outside the station windows, countless stars burned across the endless darkness of space. Somewhere among those stars, alien civilizations were beginning to understand a simple truth. Humans didn't look dangerous, but underestimating them was the worst mistake anyone could make. Especially when that human was a Marine, and for one unfortunate Rockar warrior. That lesson had been learned the hard way. In exactly 3 seconds. Thank you for listening. Subscribe for more cinematic science fiction stories.